$50 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. Because FanDuel is the official sportsbook partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning, and you too can be so much more.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
I love watching the Chiefs on offense, but I love to see them score as many points as they can because the more they score, the more I save on gas at Hy-Vee. I just head to Hy-Vee the day after any game and score savings at the pump with my Hy-Vee Perks card. Win or lose, I earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score based on the amount I spend. So if the Chiefs score 35 points, I'll save 35 cents a gallon when I spend $35 on groceries. The more we score, the more I save, only at Hy-Vee. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
It's Thirsty Thursday at Hy-Vee. Time to stock up the bar and fill up your tank. Earn 50 cents per gallon fuel savings on every $50 purchase of wine, beer, hard seltzer, and spirits. Mix and match all your favorite libations and get a 50-cent fuel saver with every $50 purchase. Stack up the savings and your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss Thirsty Thursday at your Kansas City, Missouri Hy-Vee. Product and promotion differs by location. Offers valid where legal, available while supplies last.
Chiefs Kingdom, are we ready to play? It's time for the Chiefs Kingdom scratch ticket, only from the Kansas Lottery. You could win up to $75,000 instantly, with even more ways to win exclusive, one-of-a-kind Kansas City Chiefs experiences through the Play On app. Play the Kansas Lottery Chiefs Kingdom scratch ticket today. See kslottery.com for details.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
At Target, great memories start with great prices. Get gingerbread house kits for just $12, plus all the Wondershop baking must-haves. Gather the whole fam, grab some gingerbread kits, and start building sweet moments together. Then keep the joy rolling, baking up tasty treats with Wondershop that'll make the season a blast. Make unforgettable memories with incredible prices on gingerbread kits and Wondershop baking essentials. And step into the holidays, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this football season unforgettable. Enjoy our all-new app design and same-game parlay builder, which will take your experience to a new level. Earn BetMGM rewards points from your bets, take advantage of football promos found nowhere else, like a second-chance offer on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements, promotions may vary by market. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome into After Hours. It's Tuesday night. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden producing the operation. Alex Gold with the betting show on before us. If you're not taking that advice of Alex Gold, man, I don't think there's anybody in this city that knows the gambling scene like Alex Gold. You know, he was there when Kansas approved it, right? He was in Topeka for that. This guy's been all over the place, Jackson. He is a serious guy when it comes to this. Like, he's the expert when it comes to betting, and it's good to have Gold on your side, but he knows the ins and outs. I know I bounce a bunch of questions on him about different apps and which direction to go. Now that I'm a Missouri resident, of course, we could bet here in Kansas, but now that I'm a Missouri resident, which direction to go. But always good stuff with Gold. And I heard him bring up the Sharon Moore that's out at the University of Michigan. We'll get into this a lot later, but, there's so many things going around out there. But the bottom line is they will be needing a new coach. We do know that. He has been let go at Michigan. So, yes, the odds that they're Kalen DeBoer at Alabama is currently the favorite, which he's the favorite everywhere. I'm shocked he hadn't got a raise at this point, because usually when you're the top dog and you keep getting mentioned for jobs, you get raises. Right. And I will say, Michigan is the all-time winningest program. They have more wins than anybody. But Alabama's number 3, so it's not like they're very far behind Michigan. So I don't see him leaving that job. If you'd say, well, he would leave because of pressure. There's pressure at Michigan, too.
There's immense pressure at Michigan as well.
There's pressure everywhere you go. When you're talking about the top jobs, there's different pressure every single place you go. But good evening, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Bink. How you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. You diving into some college football? You diving into draft yet? Have you turned the page? Because I know you're a draft neck like us. I know that, like Chris and Sarah and I dive into it. You, I've found, are a guy that likes the draft. Drew Nixon's one of those guys as well that really dives in to the draft. You kind of do it all year round, and you like what the draft can bring. Are you a big fan of what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs being up to 14th now, picking players? So the selection is going to be much, much better for the Kansas City Chiefs at this point. If they keep winning, of course, they don't make the playoffs. They can at least finish far back as 18th, 19.
Right.
Means you're a wild card loser. But what sucks is that these quarterbacks aren't going to be there to take away important slots like we thought at the beginning of the year. So going to have to deal with that.
Well, yeah, you had 2 years ago in the 2024 draft, you had 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12, right? And that would have been the dream if you're Kansas City, right? That's the year that we did end up with Xavier Worthy. But, yeah, I mean, it is a weird spot to be in, Bink. When's the last time the Chiefs have been thinking about the draft in December? It's just
they haven't.
It's a weird spot
it's weird
to be in. But it is going to, if there is one silver lining of this really tough season for Kansas City, it is that, they're going to have some high picks in this draft.
Well, the bottom line is, Jackson, you got to be good now. Like, this is where you got to be good. Like, at the end of the draft, you can make mistakes. Like, because you know as well as I do, when you pick, usually there's about 12 to 18 guys that have first-round grades, right? Mm-hmm. It's how Trent McDuffie ended up a Chief. The Chiefs had a first-round grade on McDuffie. He started sliding, getting to about the 20s there, and the Chiefs like, hey, we got to pounce up and get this guy. We had a first-round grade on Trent McDuffie, and I think the Buffalo Bills did too. But, that draft in Kansas City, there's about, 13, 14 guys that really got a lot of first-round grades. That's the important question. Like, that's the only question to ask GMs, because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, of course, with GMs around the draft. But I am curious what GMs think about who are actual first-rounders, because we know when you're picking at the end of the first round, that's technically a second-rounder in most people's minds.
You hear it every year, Bink, where I've never heard a GM say, I have 32 first-round grades this year. You never hear that.
You don't hear that.
You hear we've got anywhere between 15 to 20, right? And it may be on a fantastic year, 22, 23 types of guys that we have a true first-round grade on. But you never hear.
You might have that in 27, my friend.
Right. Next year's class seems to be unbelievable at this point. But for now, you're looking at the 2026 class, and it's not that strong compared to 2027, which is why it might be important that the Chiefs get a high draft pick in this year's class, because it's just simply not as put together as some of these other classes have been.
But you have to do it right. Like, if you get up here, then you start having more pressure. There's more pressure on a GM when you're drafting in this position. When you're drafting in the top half of the National Football League, you got to be right. I mean, all these guys evaluate the 254 to 258, depending on how many comp picks at the draft, at the combine. And the Chiefs have been good getting guys that didn't go to the combine. Mike Dannon, for instance, didn't even go to the combine. For all those years at Michigan and Central Michigan, how good he wasn't invited to the combine, but the Chiefs throw a fifth-round pick at him. So, yeah, there are those fringe players that don't, quote, get invited to the combine. That's why you got to look at the East-West Shrine Game, the Senior Bowl, which, by the way, we won't have Jim Nagy at it now. The former director of the Senior Bowl is now the Oklahoma general manager, as he was all year this year as well. He was kind of the orchestrator of what the Senior Bowl was. He kind of put it together. So things changed there. But, yeah, this is where the pressure mounts. Because GMs have a couple areas you want to see them be good at. Obviously, drafting is a huge one.
Especially when you're already paying Mahomes,
and
Jones.
He's had good drafts. 2022, very good. It helped him win a ring.
2022 is one of the best drafts the team's ever had.
As I've said, he sat there at the Super Bowl parade after beating the Eagles. He held up Lombardi and said, "This is what a rebuild looks like."
Right.
It's one of the best quotes ever. It should be on a T-shirt. He goes, "This is what a rebuild looks like." That's when he had, seventh rounders like Najee Johnson contributing on special teams, Jalen Watson on that team, Isaiah Pacheco, a starter, on that team. But it was a very good draft that helped this team. But then you go out there, you get Kingsley at a very high pick in the second round, but that was going to be your left tackle. And that didn't pan out. He had to go to guard, which you needed that position. Let's face it, when you decided to flip Tooney for a fourth-round pick, which you did give that away when you traded up to get Noah Williams, who certainly could be a serviceable player for the Chiefs, but they did lose one of those picks for this year's draft by that trade up to the Patriots for Noah Williams. But you got to do good on the trades, and I think his trades have been good.
Yeah.
I think they have. I think when you traded out, Charvarius Ward for Parker Enger, you got a serviceable corner in the National Football League that went on to get other contracts in San Francisco, obviously in Indianapolis. Parker Enger's out of the league at this point. Like, that was a good move.
Mm-hmm.
The trading for Orlando Brown with a rival where you needed a left tackle. Because Sam Cosmi, Liam Eichenberg, Alex Leatherwood, all these guys were no-goes at left tackle. And the Chiefs got a little concerned. That's why they hard-pressed for Trent Williams. The Chiefs did till 2 or 3 in the morning. Didn't work out. He wanted to stay in San Francisco, but they wanted Trent Williams.
Right.
They wanted that to be their answer. But all of a sudden, here comes a rival. Baltimore, they got not only gave you him, but give you pick 58 as well that turned in to Nick Bolton in that draft. So that was a good trade. You got to do contracts. That's it. But the spotlight's on now. Like, they've got to do damage because you don't have many picks. You got a first rounder, second rounder, third rounder, fourth, and maybe a conditional that comes in later for losing Justin Reed. So you lose that, and we'll see what happens with DeAndre Hopkins. But the comp picks will be announced later. But the bottom line is you got to be good at this point. And you know what? There's a bunch of different positions you could look at and say, all right, the Chiefs need this. Now, it's become more wide open than it used to be. If I would have asked this question in August, I would have gotten a completely different answer. But I asked this. I asked this to 10 people that kind of study the Chiefs ins and outs and what they do every day. And I asked them, I said, what position group, besides players, what position group do you think the Chiefs should draft in the first round? And almost to a consensus, I got, well, but I wouldn't have a problem with this. But I wouldn't have a problem with that. But beforehand, it was deadlock, dead centered. This is what I want. So there was 5 edge, 3 just weapons at this point, 1 true identical tight end, and 1 running back. Because Jeremiah Love has obviously been on some mock drafts you've seen at this point, the outstanding running back that's going to New York as one of the 4 Heisman members. The running back for Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love, has been now linked to Chiefs. But you're going to see all sorts of names at this point. It's going to be a fun mock draft season. And whenever Cody and Gold and Drew play the sounder, who's mocking? Let's listen to what they have to say. We've already done a mock. We took Christian Miller a couple weeks ago out of Georgia. He can play 3 technique, 5 technique. He can get to the quarterback, plays defensive line. We were set on that, although I've been team draft 2 receivers every year because I think it matters. Because if you throw a dart, 1 dart a year, what they've been doing, 2023 drafts when we started Character Concerns, where we talk about this basically every single year of the season throughout the college football season, we look at prospect matchups. It was Sky Moore. That's the dart they threw in the second round because that was the wide receiver. 5 out of 7 picks in Kansas City when the draft was here was on defense. The only 2 offensive guys the following year, that was Rashee Rice and Wanya Morris. The year before, it was Sky Moore. Well, sometimes they pan out and sometimes they don't. No general manager hits 100%. It just doesn't happen when it comes to the NFL draft. Now, he's actually been pretty accurate. He's number 2 in the NFL in the last 4 years as far as draft picks still being on this roster, which I think it does matter here. The Bengals are actually number 1 by a hair. But the bottom line is they're watching the playoffs in the postseason, like the Chiefs probably doing this year. But the bottom line is the Chiefs have gone to 3 Super Bowls within that 4-year span by still having those guys on the roster, and that does make a difference. But I've got all these different answers, my friend. From edge, which 100% you can make that argument they need an edge. They have to be able to get to the quarterback. But let's face it, they still need a receiver. You bring this up in August, and it gets met with, no, we don't. Look at this talent. I said, the Chiefs wide receiver room looks good on one place and one place only. It looks good on paper.
Yeah.
It looks good on paper, but the NFL's not played on paper. You had this team last year in St. Joe. I called them the St. Joe Chiefs. His wide open passes, 80-yard touchdowns, throwing downfield. Then, boom, what happened, Jackson? Then you lose Pacheco. Then you lose your number one in Hollywood Brown. Then you lose at that point Rashee Rice. You can make an argument number one or number two at that point. So you lose all these guys. He was hurt. Rice was hurt in game 4, and all of a sudden you're stuck there with Xavier Worthy having to step up and be the man, which clearly he wasn't ready to be that guy until later in the season. But this year, kind of the same thing. The team you went to St. Joe with wasn't the same team you had in Brazil, right? Because Rice had that 6-game suspension at the beginning of the year. Hollywood Brown has been a disappointment to this point. You're not getting that breakaway stuff that you thought you'd see. You see a lot of catch and fall down. You don't see a lot of yak. And not only that, but the Chiefs receiver trio has a hard time beating man coverage. And almost every team is coming straight out with man at this point. Because Rashee Rice is having trouble, which I have advocated because I do feel the quarterbacks need a guy, and I'll stay on that. But dropping passes lately has not been good.
No.
It has not been good for Rashee Rice. The only reason I was advocating getting ahead of things and pay him because I think you can get a discount. Because when he first came back, remember how good he was? Got those touchdowns right away, and he was playing well. But the drops, and last week was a little bit different because he did get his bell run. He got it pretty good. So he did play in that game. I'll give him credit for that because he did tough things out. He had a hamstring the week before, but still got back in there. He showed some toughness. But the other thing is this, too. When you look at the stats for the Chiefs receivers, Rashee Rice has 46 catches, 520 yards, 5 touchdowns. Now, it's second on the team in receptions, second on the team in yards, tied for first on the team in touchdowns. What does that mean? Well, he's only played 7 games. 7 games, that's it. So he's already number 2 on the team in receiving yards. If you doubled that, just to get the 14, remember there's 17 games in the NFL season. If you doubled that, Jackson, he would have 96 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, right? You prorate that out to 17 games. Rashee Rice is 108 catches, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. Now, you would, on one side, you would take 100%, you would take 100 reception receiver. You would take that. The bad part is you haven't got that because of the injuries and because of the suspensions that's part of football, that is part of football that you have to deal with. So you haven't had that full season. Now, the capabilities would be there. Now, you have to catch the football as well. These drops are starting to drive me absolutely nuts. The Noah Gray drops, the Kelsey drops, the Rashee Rice drops.
Brutal.
It's lack of attention to detail is all it is. And it's not helping your team out in crucial situations. So that's the part of Rice that's debatable price.
Right.
And the reason I was saying pay him at that point was I felt because he was number 2 receiver for about 4 or 5 weeks there in the NFL for production. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget he had 141 yards against the Colts. So I felt you could get a top 15, top 10, top 15 receiver for top 30 money. You're not paying top 10 money for him on the open market.
I agree.
But here's the thing. Unless you draft a receiver, you don't want to pay $30 million a year for a receiver. They didn't want to pay that with Tyreek Hill. That's why he was jettisoned off, and that's why they got draft picks. Like, they're in a weird situation because they have a quarterback. They're never going to have a talent at quarterback like that again.
No.
Matter of fact, we've never seen this before in our lifetime. If you're 50 years old, if you're half century old, you haven't seen this in your lifetime.
This is
because when Lynn
peak.
Dawson played, you were a baby.
This is the peak that you're going to get at quarterback in the Chiefs' history. You're never going to get a quarterback as good as this. This is as good as it could possibly get.
It's kind of like New England. You're ever going to have a Tom Brady again? They're hoping Drake May is. And I heard Gold mention, it's 100% true. Drake May, who's number 2 in the NFL MVP odds, has never thrown for 300 yards. Like, have you ever seen an MVP never throw for 300 yards in a game? It's been a light schedule. His completion percentage is very good. Like, he's a very accurate quarterback. And he's number 2 in yards. But he's never had a 300-yard game. And you know what? It goes beyond just this year. He played in 13 games a season ago. He has never thrown for 300 yards in his career. He's thrown for over 290 once. Like, you do not see an MVP throw for 300 yards.
And then, hilarious enough, Shador had over 300 last week for the Browns. Like, just some funny things that can happen in this league. But obviously, Drake May's playing good football. They haven't had to throw a lot because they've been winning these games, Bink. And New England's just been steamrolling bad teams for a while. It'll be very interesting now, these next 2 weeks, Buffalo and Baltimore. Can Drake May step up and really earn this MVP? Because he's going to have to these next 2 weeks.
And we'll get to the Colts later. The Colts, we've talked about it for weeks. You've been here too, Jackson. But the Colts when they played the Chiefs, said, okay, this is a prove-it moment for the Colts. This is a prove-it moment because you've had a weak schedule.
Yeah.
Like national media loved you. They would admit it, but they loved the Colts.
They were the story.
Power rankings, they were number one. Kyle Brandt was flying out from New York to Indy to do interviews on Daniel Jones. He's now on IR. He can't help injuries. And I get it. He's tough. He played through the fibula. But the Colts said, this is our dude. When they trade 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, they pushed all in. They did a Billy Bean A's push all in at that point. They pushed their chips to the middle of the table and said, this is our dude. This is our guy. And he peed down his leg in Kansas City. In the fourth quarter and overtime, he did crap.
He was terrible.
Nothing.
He was awful.
And, it's one thing to beat the Titans twice. It's another thing to beat the Cardinals. It's another thing to beat the Raiders. Chiefs did that 31-0. But then when you start playing tough teams, Pittsburgh, who's the number 32 pass defense, the Falcons overseas where you went to overtime. You turned the ball over 7 times, Daniel Jones did, in 2 weeks. And then you got a 44-year-old quarterback starting. We'll see. This is an interesting story. I like Phillip Rivers. This is going to be interesting.
Phillip Rivers.
Someone hadn't played 5 years. I mean, this is NFL quarterback's the toughest position in sports to do. To sit out 5 years and do it again, hey, I'm all for it. I want to see them lose 2 games, though. We need the Colts to lose 2 games. I still want to see that. But remember, this is the same team that put Jeff Saturday as head coach.
Yeah.
Like, this is the crap they're doing in Indy. We'll get to more about those Indianapolis Colts. It's so bad want to be at the big kids' table at Thanksgiving. And the Chiefs, the Bills, these teams just won't let them do it, but they're desperate to do it. So more on the wide receiver situation. We'll talk about that stuff. And your phone calls, 913-586-7965 next. Also, the Jay Southland Tow Service text line. I want to know what position group you would draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. 913-586-7965. We'll address that throughout the next 2 hours.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, it's the holidays, the season of all kinds of hustle and bustle. But if your energy is down, if you aren't sleeping well, if your sex drive is MIA and you just don't feel like the guy you once were, maybe it's tough to get excited for all the holiday cheer. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if this sounds like you may have low testosterone. And if so, this is the season for you to get treated. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating low T. If you're like most guys, you'll feel the change in just a few weeks. And truly, the results can be life-changing. You'll have improved mental clarity, your energy will kick up, your workouts will be better, your sleep patterns will improve, and your sex drive will likely heat up as well. So call us, and don't go through another season with low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Downey Rinse tonight, and I need it more. My kid was the bed and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do, I'm always in the dark. The sweat in that short smells like a dog park. I'm Downey Rinse tonight.
Downey Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends, near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Hi, Kansas City. This is Steven Spector from 96.5 The Fan and the Chiefs Radio Network. Every year, our sister station, KMBZ, provides new coats to area kids in need through Coats for Kids. They partner with Pinnacle Bank and Operation Warm to buy new coats, which are then distributed through area schools. This year, 96.5 The Fan is helping support the program, and you can too by making a donation. It's simple. Text KMBZ Coats to 44321 or visit kmbz.com. All of us on 96.5 The Fan want to make sure area kids have a warm Christmas.
And welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden producing the operation. So the bottom line is the wide receivers. Your text at this point, I can't read anything. I've lost all power to my computer. So if you're trying to text in anything, I'll read it here in just a little bit. But the Jay Southland Tow Service text line is 913-586-7965. So do you agree with that survey or not, Jackson? The 5 edge, the 3 wide receivers as weapons, the 1 tight end, a running back, because this might be one of those years where you start talking yourself into a position or not.
Yeah, I'm big on the edge, honestly. I really wish the Chiefs could just get a true number 1 pass rusher. I know Chris Jones was that for a while. He's entering the wrong side of his 30s, so it gets a little difficult there for him, especially when he's double-teamed all the time. Karlaftis hasn't taken the leap that I wish he would have. So that also creates a bit of difficulty there. I really wish they would just have an alpha pass rusher that could get to the quarterback and you could consistently count on to get after the quarterback, because right now they really just don't have that, and it's what's causing all these 3rd and long conversions that the defense keeps giving up. So I would try to go there, especially with Felix Anudike-Uzomah not working out a couple years ago.
Yeah, the bottom line is they've got to get to the point where you have something tangible for this team. But, yeah, the Rasheed Rice situation is interesting, and the bottom line is, where do you go? Like, where do you go wide receiver talent? Because I keep hearing the wide receivers are fine. But if they're fine, why do we complain about them every week? Why do you want something different? Now, Rasheed Rice was fine, except for the last couple of weeks. With the drops, it's been a problem. But it's a tough receiver, gets across the middle. Not beating man coverage is a big concern for Rasheed Rice as far as his allotment with the Kansas City Chiefs receivers. But, yeah, they do need other talent. Like a Jordan Tyson, a wide receiver, like a Mekhi Lemon. Yeah, they need that big-bodied wide receiver in here, a new tool for the drawer. Because right now with Patrick Mahomes, say what you want about his stats, the way he's looking right now. Could he be perfect? Hell no. When you can't trust your offensive line, when you go into a game against the NFL's best defense, the Houston Texans, and you have 3 starters out, boom, you lose another starter right there in the first play, Wanya Morris. It's debatable if he should be starting anyway. So he starts at left tackle. And then you got Asa Polle, who was cut by this team after training camp, undrafted free agent, cut by the Jets, comes back to the Chiefs. He's cut again. So you have to have that trust with your offensive line because you try to force things in. And then when you have a group of receivers that are having trouble beating man coverage, it makes it 100% difficult for the team.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely many needs that the Chiefs have right now. And like you said, when you went back in August and asked people, what would you take? The answer is so much different today because I think we've seen so many different weaknesses now. You see the struggling to beat man coverage from these receivers. Rice and Worthy have just done a poor job at that. Is that schematic? Is that just play? I don't really know what it is, but it's a factor that's led the offense not to be great this year. The running game has obviously really struggled. Do you take a Jeremiah Love if he's on the board there? Corner, again, you might have to trade McDuffie this offseason. We've seen it in the text line earlier tonight. They said
It's
trade
an option.
Trade
It's an
McDuffie
option.
for picks. But
Jalen Watson is going to be a free agent too.
Yeah, so you already have to brace for that.
I mean, the NFL is about stopping opposing quarterbacks within your division. But you lose Jalen Watson, you lose Trey McDuffie. I mean, let's not forget Watson can walk as well. Like, this guy can leave the Kansas City Chiefs and he can leave the organization and go somewhere else or not pony up. Now, the Rasheed Rice thing, technically you can't wait because it's 4 years.
Another year. Yeah.
After 3 years, it's a luxury if guys get other contract extensions after 3 years that weren't first-round picks. There's no fifth-year option on Rasheed Rice.
Right.
You know, George Karlaftis had one. But you know what? He re-upped and got more money. He got more money after 3 years because the 2022 draft class could get more money with the new CBA from 2011 after 3 years of accrued service in the NFL. So Karlaftis literally got his money, boom, right after Trey Smith. Because the NFL provided every team $279 million for the salary cap instead of what the Chiefs and other teams were thinking, $270 million. They get to have extra money as far as the cap is concerned. So that was one direction they went. So, yes, they're going to have to be frugal with that. They do have to re-up their contract. Obviously, Drew Tranquill contract either be gone or re-sign here. And, again, something I advocated for the other night, Jackson, was the fact of you've got a team. And there's three things that are there. I don't want to see anybody playing at this point that's not going to be part of 2026. Like Pacheco, not going to be your back in 2026. I'd rather see Rashard Smith. See what you got. See what you got out of him. He's shown some juice. He could inspire, bring some flash, some sizzle to this team. Jalen Royals, who's been constantly inactive each and every week, and you haven't seen him. Now, who knows what he's doing? I mean, Asa Polle was a guy that kept being inactive, and boom, they activated him, and it turned out to be a great activation when Wanya Morris got hurt, and he played well.
I thought he played pretty well.
Now, as Andy Reid said, we'll see what happens the next time you play, because now the tape's on you.
Right.
Now teams know what you do, which, to be honest with you, I think it's kind of his benefit that he didn't have to sit there and go to sleep every night thinking about Danielle Hunter. He didn't have to think about that. It's like, boom, you're straight into the game against one of the world's best defenses, and you go forward doing that. So that did help him out. But, yeah, I want to see what Jalen Royals, see what you got for the 2016. Because, again, if Jalen Royals isn't any good, you can move on from
fourth round pick.
Like, you can move on from that. But if he is good and he does show you some flash and he shows you some dependability, maybe you got something, maybe you got another weapon for your wide receiver room the next year. See that? And then, of course, I want to see Patrick Mahomes have the autonomy to call fourth down calls or the 2-minute drill. Like they did Peyton Manning. Like Phillip Rivers, speaking of Phillip Rivers, got that when he was with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, it's the best offensive coordinator they got is Mahomes.
Right.
He's in the game. He's in the field. He knows what the defense is doing. He can pick up that 1 yard that you need. He can be that guy and do that kind of stuff for you. So that is important. And, yes, I want to see it turned over to him at that point. But coming up next, Andy Reid spoke today on a few different issues with the Kansas City Chiefs, and including Dameon Pierce, the guy they brought in for the Kansas City Chiefs, and give you an update on that and some of the injuries and who's going to play this week next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Hi, we're the people who have everything.
There's nothing you can get us we don't have.
We have 7 mini vacuums.
And Pearl handled pickleball rackets.
See?
Need a gift for someone who has everything? The Kansas Lottery has you covered with holiday scratch tickets in $1, $2, $5, $10, and $20 options, with instant wins up to $100,000. You could win even more in second chance drawings.
Did he say thousands?
We could always use that.
See kslottery.com for details.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
There's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
It's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
When cold weather hits, the last thing you want is a heating system that fails. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter for an $89 heating system tune-up. Keeping your system running at peak efficiency can help prevent costly breakdowns, lower energy bills, and ensure your system is ready when temperatures drop. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee, are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Nugget Bells, Nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
Is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
we will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
Can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
Bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Don't become another lab-grown diamond victim. There are many reasons you will never see a lab-grown diamond for sale at House of Diamonds. You can learn a few of them online at mybigrock.com. Maybe a wholesale price or two as well. That's mybigrock.com.
If you're a man waking up in the middle of the night dealing with frequent urination, it could be an enlarged prostate. This is Jeff Montgomery. Do what I did. Contact Dr. Brown at Miva Medical, the leader in minimally invasive treatments in Kansas City. Go to miva-medical.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching fever under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 Enrichment Grant is providing one local high school $20,000 to use on upgrades and equipment. Open to all area schools and no strings attached. Take a minute to tell us what your high school needs at helpmymocanschool.com, and we'll announce the winner January 4th on the Chiefs Radio Network.
And welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden, producing the show, the operation. Chiefs injury report came out today. Hollywood Brown did not practice. Personal reasons is what he listed for the Chiefs. Wanye Morris, knee, still did not practice. Again, we're sitting here on Wednesday. Juwan Taylor, tackle, of course, did not practice. So that's not good. The good news was Trent McDuffie. Limited practice for him. He had that hyperextension of the knee, so limited practice for him. Brian Cook was a full participant at practice. The good news, too, Trey Smith, who, of course, you desperately missed last week, full practice participant for Trey Smith, and Juju, a full participant in practice, too. Now, the playoffs are going to be interesting, and I guess one of the questions is, do you want to see the Chiefs make the postseason or not? Because it's not going to be as easy as you think. Now, could they rattle off these 4 games? 100% they could, Jackson. But again, you've been saying it the last couple of weeks. All they need to do is beat them. Their backs against the wall. Let's see what they can do. but they didn't do it. They didn't beat the Cowboys when they had that opportunity. Then they didn't win this weekend over the Houston Texans when they had the opportunity to do that. Do you know all the scenarios of what they got to do here? I mean, it's because it's crazy. The Colts have to win or lose at least 2 of their next 4. And obviously that's a real possibility when you're dealing with the 44-year-old quarterback. The other possibility is, well, you have to beat the Chargers because, again, the Chiefs have to win out. They play the Chargers this weekend. And they have to either lose to Houston or Dallas. So that's a very possible thing. Trey Pipkins has been a little bit banged up for the Chargers, by the way. They've already lost Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, their tackles. So they're kind of in a situation with the Chiefs with their offensive line. And Herbert's been seeing the effects of that offensive line. But the bottom line is the Broncos must beat the Chargers. And that is the last game of the year. And why is that important? Because you know what happens in the last game of the year. If it's locked up, if you have that number 1 seed, you play all the backups. Now, the Patriots, you need them to keep pace with the Broncos. The Broncos still have the number 1 seed now. Like if they tie, it still goes to Denver. Better division record. Now with the Broncos, see the Chargers, they would be 4-2. The Chiefs would be 4-2. But where it comes into is then the Chiefs actually have the benefit of it because then it goes to the 3rd tiebreaker in the NFL, which I wish my computer was working because I have the actual real details here on the computer. But the 3rd tiebreaker comes in, and that's common opponents. And I know the Chargers have lost to the Colts. They've lost to the Giants. They've lost to Washington. All right, those are common opponents the Chiefs did win. And I know there's a big common opponent this past week when they lose to the they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They didn't lose to the Eagles. I was rooting for the Eagles down the stretch there, but the Chiefs still do have the common opponent combination with the Chargers. So that's good. But will Denver need any reason to play them? Now, they don't want to fall down and get a worse record to New England because then they lose that number 1 seed. And the number 1 seed is important because it's the only one you get in the conference. It's the only one in the AFC. It's 1 now, not 2. So it is vitally important to give your team that break. And I used to think, well, keeping the Chiefs out of playoffs might be more important to them than having a bye week. But I think the bye week at this point, we see what the Chiefs are at this point, so I don't think that matters to this point, but having that break. So all these things could go into place, Jackson. Indy could lose 2 of their games. The Chiefs will say they went out. But the bottom line is, at the end of the year, will Denver, because that's the end-all, be-all, the end game of the year, the Chargers at the Broncos, will that game even matter to Denver? That's the real question.
Yeah, and like obviously if you're a Chiefs fan, that game really needs to matter for you or else you're in a tough spot. If the Chargers need to win that and the Broncos don't, you're in a very difficult position there, right, Bink? So obviously the Chiefs would really hope that Denver is fighting for the 1 seed. And Bink, I honestly do believe they will be fighting for the 1 seed week 18. I don't think they'll have it clinched. It seems too close right now between them and New England. I don't think either will be able to create separation. Remember, Bink, Denver still has to play Green Bay this week. They have to go to Kansas City on Christmas night. Like, there's not a bunch of layups on the way for Denver. Their layups are kind of already out of the way. They've already played the Raiders twice. They've already played the Titans. So now they've got some difficult games in the month of December. New England does as well, like we talked about earlier. So it's not saying that neither will trip up, but I think we come down to week 18. If the Chiefs take care of what they can take care of, which that's hard enough, right? We've struggled enough just to see the Chiefs be able to take care of their business. But if they do, I do still think there is an avenue for them to get in the final week of the season, and I think there's a real reality where Denver will play their starters and play hard the final week of the season because they'll need to get in. They'll need to get that 1 seed.
So do you want to see them in the playoffs or not? Because I always want to see a team in the playoffs.
Right.
If it's a Kansas City team, you want to see them there because could they get inspired if they make it? Could they catch fire? But the bottom line is we've been saying this the last couple of weeks. We kept saying it and saying it and saying it, and they just don't do it, which means they're not having the ball bounce their way. It's not been bouncing their direction whatsoever. They're not having that same luck that they had last year. And I'll play some Drew Tranquil for you in the next segment because he brought that up today. He spoke today about everything. And it did bounce their way last year, right?
Right.
Everything bounced their direction in whichever direction they went. It bounced their direction. But the cracks were still there, weren't they? Because you look at the team, and last year everything is fine, right? Everything is fine if you're winning the game. Everything is fine if you're bouncing a field goal in Carolina and winning that game. Everything is 100% fine. Everything's fine if you're winning at the end. They won games last year like the Broncos are winning games this year. It's very similar between the two teams and what they're doing. But the cracks were there. Do we care about the cracks if they're winning? I don't think he did. I don't think he really cared about the cracks and what was going on. But anyway, Drew Tranquil brought that up today and said some really interesting things. Once again, our phone line, 913-586-7965. The J Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7965. We'll take a timeout, come back with what Drew Tranquil said today, which I think is very interesting for the Kansas City Chiefs. We do that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Thanks for calling the holiday gift line from the Missouri Lottery. Press 1 if you're looking for a gift for your cool cousin. Press 2 if you need something for a coworker that makes every Monday more bearable. Press 3 if you want to thank that next-door neighbor that never complains about your dog barking. For your situation, like all of them, I recommend Missouri Lottery Holiday Scratchers and Draw Games. They're perfect for everyone on your list 18 and over. And you don't even need a gift receipt. Please call back if you get invited to any last-minute white elephant parties. Happy holiday gifting from the Missouri Lottery. Play responsibly.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
What matters to you matters to us. That's why Busey Bank takes the time to understand your goals and build solutions that fit your story. From everyday banking to long-term planning, our team is here to help you navigate every stage with care and expertise. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbor, your advisor, and your advocate. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Who knew dressing up for a Halloween ball would change my life forever? Now I get to celebrate with the best fans and everything Kansas City. Oh, yeah! My journey also led me to Renner Garage Door, Casey's go-to team for garage door repair, replacement, and service since 1956. Renner features an MVP lineup from Belden, Amar, and Liftmaster.
R-E-N-N-E-R, R-E-N-N-E-R.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
And welcome back to After Hours on this I've been saying Tuesday evening. It's Wednesday. Again, Jackson, my days are pretty rough at this point. Friday, I'll know Friday.
Gotta
I
know
know it's
Friday.
Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday, does it really matter? No, it does matter because we have Thursday night football. So that matters. And we're done with a little stretch of 50 games, 50 days where we had college football and or the NFL every day. Man, I missed that. I can't wait for bowl season. I know they're meaningless bowl games, and I know 10 teams skipped out on bowl games. But, man, that gives you something fun to watch, bet on, drink to, whatever you want to do at having football games during the week. But I don't know about you, buddy, but I desperately miss that. It's not like you can watch draft prospects because they don't play in these bowl games either. But the weird thing is now you're seeing whole teams not play.
I don't want to play in the bowl game at all.
You're seeing whole teams opt out.
I do miss when bowl season was actually you took pride in getting into a good bowl game, right? You didn't just say, well, I didn't make the playoffs, so it doesn't matter.
In 1980, there was 8 bowl games.
Yeah, like it's a prideful thing to make the Cotton Bowl, or if it's a prideful thing to make the Orange Bowl, or those are big deals, and especially the Rose Bowl, which is now a playoff game. It's a big deal, and it sucks when you see a team like Notre Dame just like, well, we're not going to go to a bowl game because we didn't make the playoffs, so why would we go to a bowl game? Man, get out of here with that whiny attitude. This is a fun time of year. Go to a bowl game. It's fun for the fan base. Do it.
It's funny because Kansas State, Iowa State also did it. Rutgers, Notre Dame, and Baylor was one of the 5 and 7 teams because we had 7 5 and 7 teams say no, and they didn't have the obligation to go. It was going to be a privilege for them to go. Mississippi State's going to go as a 5 and 7 team, so that was interesting that they chose not to. But keep in mind all the money these conferences get for these bowl tie-ins, right? They get paid. That's why Kansas State and Iowa State got fined $500,000 right off the bat, because the conference loses that money. And if you're a big business and you've given nil money for a player to play, don't you want that player representing you in the bowl game? And the other thing, too, is these guys get a swag bag when they go. It's something fun now. But, of course, now with the transfer portal, it's going to open up here in January. They could clearly bounce out. But if they go play their bowl game before, you get the swag bag.
Yeah.
And, whenever
it's
fun for the fans. It used to be fun for the fans to go, hey, we're playing a game in Orlando. Let's go.
Whenever Mizzou made the Cotton Bowl, I think it was 13 or 14 against Oklahoma State, whichever year it was, the whole team got iPads. And that, it was like a cool thing where, like, iPads were pretty fresh and new back then. And they was like, everybody on the team got an iPad just for making that bowl game. That's the spirit of it, man. You work so hard all season to make a bowl game. And it's fun for the fans. I am excited to watch Mizzou versus Virginia. I think that's going to be a solid game.
I think they're fun. I think bowl games, again,
and the Pop-Tart Bowl is the best one now.
I think it's the best marketing scheme. They're supposed to have BYU and Notre Dame in that game.
It's a good game. Well, who is it now? BYU and Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
Georgia Tech took that place of Notre Dame. I'll address the YouTube here. Jamal Kirkwood. Here it is. Jamal says, Jay, you're off Rice now. Okay? She Rice, because I thought I'll pay him. But I told you the reasons, Jamal. And I said you get basically a top 15 receiver for top 30 money. But here's the other thing, Jamal, since you want to text this stuff in, because you don't want to give credit to me when I'm right. You don't want to. You don't want to give me credit when I was literally the only media guy screaming for Mahomes in 2017. You don't want to give me any credit for that. You don't want to give me credit for these other great draft picks that are going out. You want to talk about when they're not working out. But the thing with Rice is I've said, he can't beat man coverage, and it's becoming more and more evident. That's a problem. The drop passes are a problem. But I'll tell you this too, Jamal, since you know it all. Double his stats. Again, if you just double his stats, he's at 96 catches for 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. All right? He's already number 2 in this team in receptions, number 2 in yards, and he's tied for first in touchdowns, Jamal. Are you listening to me? If you just doubled those, it wouldn't even be a full season. It'd be only 14 games. If you went a full season of 17 games, because remember, he was suspended, so he's only played in 7. Can you believe a guy that's only played in 7 games, already number 2 in yardage? So it would be a 108-year catch guy, over 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. Is that a guy you want? Is that a guy you would want for this team? This team doesn't have anybody to throw to. Remember, Travis Kelce led this team in receiving yards last year. They haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since Tyreek Hill. Like, they haven't had that. And Travis hasn't got to 1,000 yards the last couple of years. But if you lose Kelce in a 700-plus yards this year, which you're going to, who's going to take that place? Like, if you don't want Rice and you don't want anybody, you want Mahomes throwing to nobody? Do you want Mahomes just going out and throwing to Tyquan Thornton and maybe Jalen Royals if he's any good? Who do you want? Because you know what? drop passes happen. Do you remember Tyreek Hill when he had 1,800 yards in Miami? You knew he was number 2 in the NFL in drop passes that year, despite the 1,800 yards? Tyreek Hill. CeeDee Lamb drops the damn ball all the time.
Yeah.
Drop passes have really become an issue. And one of his drops there towards the end with Rice is after he got his bell rung. So I don't know if that was it or not. Yeah, definitely attention to detail. But yes, I believe a quarterback needs their guy. It looked like Rice was this guy. He went to Camp Pat with him. When Rice came back, I didn't hear any of this crap. People loved him. When he came in and got 2 touchdowns right away, he was the number 2 fantasy guy. You know, I didn't hear crap from any of you when he had 141 yards against the Colts. Silence. But we're a fast food society, remember? It's what you did this week and you suck. Or you're good. Or you suck. Right. It's like the New England Patriots. They lose to the lowly Raiders in week 1. And you know what everybody was saying after week 1? Oh, the Raiders must be good with Pete Carroll. The Patriots going to suck.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
The exact opposite all season.
We're a fast food society. It's what happened now is you're good. If it doesn't happen for you, you suck.
Well, Bink, you know what the NFL stands for. Not for long. Not for long. Whatever you did doesn't last for long. Unless you're Phillip Rivers, then it's for long. You're coming back at 44. You can make it last a while.
Well, there's a lot of people seeing Travis Kelce with the ball bouncing off him, which is inexcusable towards the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
And the whole thing about whether that was a good pass or not from Mahomes to him, that was right in his freaking hands, man.
A Hall of Fame tight end,
he's got to catch it.
Has to make that catch.
But he's number 2 in the NFL in tight end yardage. But you didn't know that. There's a lot of people didn't know that.
Well, no, they're going to put a microscope on the mistakes, but they're not going to really look whenever he's doing something right.
I bet you didn't know with 80 catches, he'll be the only receiver in history with at least 12 straight years or 12 years of 80 catches. Bet you didn't know that either.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Gronk, they're the same age. Kelce and Gronk are the same age. Gronk's been retired for 5 years, and Kelce's still out there being tight end 2 this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you think you know, but you really don't know them. You see Drake May. Drake May MVP odds. Drake May. Do you realize he's never thrown for 300 yards in a game ever? Not just this year, but 2 years in a row. He has never thrown for 300 yards in the NFL.
It doesn't even feel like a real stat. It feels.
But everybody's telling you how good he is, how damn good he is. How can you say a quarterback is the end-all, be-all if he's never thrown for 300 yards in the NFL?
It's a little bizarre, yeah.
Here's the NFL record book for most seasons with 80-plus catches.
Hit me
with it. It goes Jerry Rice with 12, Larry Fitzgerald with 10, Travis Kelce with 10. So there's only Jerry Rice stands ahead of Mahomes or Kelce. And in the postseason, Kelce leads all receivers ever, pass catchers, because he's tied in receptions, and he's right there with Jerry Rice in yards. And he'll pay. I doubt he's going to pass him now.
Yeah, because the Chiefs probably won't be in the postseason. But if he were to have one more postseason, I bet Kelce would have passed him. They were neck and neck, I believe, in yards and touchdowns. They were very, very close after the end of last postseason. And, as Chiefs fans, we assumed, well, we'll be back next postseason. Kelce can break those records. Well, it's not looking like that right now, unfortunately.
I'm just using that as an example of everybody saying, oh, he's washed.
Oh, he's not. I mean, he's not what he was.
No, postseason yardage leaders is Jerry Rice, 22.45. Number 2, Travis Kelce.
Right.
In postseason yardage.
Right, yeah. He's right there with the GOAT. I mean, Jerry Rice is the greatest receiver of all time. Right there with him.
And don't forget, it was just Greg Olsen, right, that had the 3 straight 1,000-yard years as a tight end. Travis had 7.
Yeah.
He'd only beat the record, but he doubled it +1.
He's a unicorn at the position. We've never seen something like it.
Career leaders in postseason touchdown catches, Rice 22, Kelce 20. The only one he's ahead of Jerry Rice is the receptions because he beat him there last year. I'm just saying there's a lot of things you jump to conclusions. Because I'll never forget everybody thought the Raiders had arrived after going on the road and beating the Patriots in week 1.
Even I admittedly thought that was a good win. I mean, I was like, at New England, week 1, that's a nice start to the Pete Carroll era.
Week 1 is fool's gold.
It really is.
Week 1 is fool's gold.
Especially with the limited preseason now.
And Rice started off hot. And I was like, man, they even credit Mahomes. You can credit, that connection with Rice because it looked like he had one. Whenever he plays with him, he looks like he's the part. But the drop passes the last couple of weeks are a concern.
The one against Dallas
really
was
big
a
concern.
Killer.
Yes, that is a big concern.
This one this past week, obviously, another big big drop.
Not ready to throw the books on. I will say this, though. You got to play a full season. I know the injuries and the suspension, those are real things. They did happen. That is going to happen. But the bottom line is, who do you want to go forward with? Hollywood Brown ain't it.
I think they also are really looking at Worthy to take a step. They need Worthy to take the next step.
I think he was set back ever since that third play in Brazil. He's been dealing with injuries.
He definitely has.
I think it's going to be, when you look at it at the end of the year, that he got through a lot of this.
Yeah, I believe next season, fully healthy, we'll see a much better Xavier Worthy. For sure.
I hope so at this point.
I hope. But I would still invest in receiver as well this offseason.
I want to see that 4.21 speed. Find a way to utilize that speed.
Yeah.
Be the Tyquan Thornton type of routes. Go downfield. Go 9 rounds. Go vertical routes. Get the ball downfield. But you need somebody to do the dirty work, and that was supposed to be Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's a different position than Kelsey, but they do a lot of the same thing over the middle, the dirty work. He's young enough now where he gets the yards after catch. Much better than Travis Kelsey does, because the Chiefs are heavily reliant on yards after catch. And Rice is that dude. I'm not ready to give up on that guy yet.
He's a great zone.
He's still got another year of the contract, so I get that. But the only reason I was advocating for it, Jackson, because I thought you could get a deal. Because when you're coming off a suspension and you're not getting any endorsements and you had to pay a ton of legal fees, wouldn't you be maybe willing to take less? I mean, that's just the business of the game. Wouldn't you be willing to take less?
Yeah.
But again, where are they going to go? What direction are you going to go? If you go out and get free agent wide receivers, you want a top receiver, you're paying over $30 million. Chiefs don't have that kind of money to do that. They've got to draft and develop. That's why they need Rice to continue to work. So, yeah, maybe he needs to earn that contract again. Definitely got to show you can beat man. Because the last couple of weeks, with teams doing so much man coverage, he is just struggling against that and then the drops. But again, at the end of the game, I don't really know. He got his bell rung, so who knows. But I see a Hall of Famer like Travis Kelsey bounce 2 off his hands.
Yeah.
So it's like an epidemic problem with this team.
Definitely has been. They're contagious. The drops are contagious, just like in 2023.
Oh, by the way, Trip Pipkins did not practice again today.
Yeah, well, we can probably get into the Chargers game more on the flip side of the hour. They are banged up. Even Herbert, that left hand is bad.
Yeah, their line situation's not good. It's got Herbert running around scrambling. They're making do, though. Getting Hampton back was huge.
That is a nice
for that Chargers team.
Nice.
So we'll discuss that stuff. And we'll discuss the Colts and what the hell they're doing next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure what the best option is? Selling a home, especially when dealing with foreclosure, divorce, job relocation, or an inherited property, can feel overwhelming. That's why I don't just make offers. I help homeowners understand all their options so they can make the right choice with no pressure and no obligation. I'm Rex, a local homebuyer and resident right here in Kansas City. Whether you're looking for a fast cash sale or just want to explore your choices, I'll walk you through the pros and cons of selling to me or listing with an agent. If selling directly is your best move, I'll offer you a fair cash price and a closing timeline that fits your needs in as little as 7 days or on your schedule. No repairs, no commissions, no hidden fees. Just a transparent, hassle-free process so you know exactly what to expect. Let's talk. Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexspyskc.com for a free, no-pressure consultation. Rex Spies KC, helping homeowners make informed decisions with confidence.
Newton James is Kansas City's newest classic menswear boutique and accessory store. They redefine what menswear should be with the best designers from the US, the UK, and Japan. Their new seasonal collection just dropped, but the most popular colors and modern cuts always go first. So check them out today. Whether it's a suit for a holiday party, a winter wedding, or a sharp everyday fit, get the best look while your size is still in stock. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Check them out on Instagram or newtonjames.com.
I woke up this morning feeling like I was coming down with something. Cough, congestion, headache. My first thought was, nope, this can't happen. I have big plans this weekend. So I took Mucinex Kickstart. It provides all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Thanks to Mucinex Kickstart, I didn't even need to cancel my weekend plans. If you start feeling cough and congestion coming on, take Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick. At your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends, near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Gates Barbecue's distinctive flavors will make your holiday meals unforgettable. Spice up your holiday table with Gates sauces and seasonings. Prepare your meats, potatoes, and vegetables with Gates seasonings, and top it off with one of the 5 Gates sauces. While watching a game or your favorite holiday movie, sprinkle Gates original seasoning on a bowl of hot buttered popcorn. So good. You can buy Gates at your neighborhood grocer or online at gatesbarbecue.com. Gates Barbecue, still doing it the old-fashioned way. Thanks with love.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden. All right, Jackson, I looked up the drop passes in the NFL, right? Everybody's got to eat. As a team, collectively, they're tied for second in the NFL with drop passes. Jerry Jeudy actually leads the NFL with 10 drop passes. No big deal. Jerry Jeudy, not that good. Brian Thomas has 9, by the way, and we know he's not very good. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's pretty good, right? With the Lions. Pretty good player, right? He's got 8 drops. He's got 8 drops on the season. That's 3rd in the NFL. Emeka Egbuka, great season for Tampa Bay, right? He's got 8 drops on the season as well. Christian McCaffrey, that's got 81 has 7 drops on the season. He's got over 80 catches in the NFL at running backs. CeeDee Lamb with 7 drops as well. Zay Flowers chiming in with 6 drops. Travis Kelce is 7th on the list, by the way, with 7 drops on his own. That's not good. Ladd McConkey, very good, reliable receiver rate. He's got 6 drops, right? Where does Rashee Rice on the list? Well, he's 35th on the list. There's 34 guys with more drops in the NFL than he's got 4. And 2 was this game. But he's only got 7 games played, so that is a mark there. So if you prorate that out, that's not good. That's be one of the league leaders at that point. Or is it an anomaly? Is it an anomaly that he was hit? Is the man coverage starting to get to him? I'm just saying, there's some guys on here. Ted Earl McMillan's having a great year with Carolina, right? You know what he's got? He's sitting there with 7 drops on the season. 3rd in the NFL.
Which isn't super uncommon for a rookie. I mean, rookies typically at the receiver position do struggle with drops.
I'm just saying this drops is becoming it's a problem with everybody. I know we look at the microscope with Kansas City, but the drops are an issue in the NFL.
I think it's more so being a problem of when the drops are happening versus the drops just happening. Because
in crucial situations.
Drops will happen, right? But
like St. Brown's dropped some important ones, though.
Right. On Thanksgiving Day, right, it's a 3rd down. Rice drops a pass over the middle. The next time the Chiefs get the ball back, they're down 10 points. That's a big drop. This past week, 4th and 4, Chiefs are down 7. Mahomes steps up, throws it. Rice drops it. That's a big, crucial, bad drop. And then, of course, the Kelce drop turns into a pick the same way the Kelce drop week 2 against Philadelphia turned into a pick. So it's just when these drops are happening and how inconsequential. I mean, they've just become such a problem because situationally, they are at the worst possible time for the Chiefs. It's not like they're dropping a 1st and 10 screen. Oh. They're dropping 3rd down and 4th down passes, and it's really, really haunted this team.
I guess my thing is this. When you look at the draft and where the Chiefs need to go, seriously, receptions on this team, Kelce leads the way with 60. Number 2 is Rashee Rice with 46. Got 4 more than Hollywood Brown. 4 more. Hollywood Brown's played in 13 games. Rashee Rice, 7. So, yardage leaders, Travis Kelce, 727 yards, Rashee Rice, 520. Touchdowns, Rice is tied with Travis Kelce in Hollywood Brown. Again, those guys have played 13 games. He's played 7. My question to you is this. The production is there. Like, the production is there from, I get it, the last couple, the 2 drops in the game hurts. That brought his total from 4. It was 2. And again, there's a drop problem with good receivers in the National Football League. But where are you going to replace that Kelce yardage? You see what I'm saying? That's an issue. And don't give me Noah Gray. He's 146 yards this year. Is he going to step in the tight end 1 role? I don't think so. Like, that's another issue they're going to have to address. My thing is this. If you're just giving up on everybody, again, where do the Chiefs go? And if they go receiver in the first round, don't freak out. They need help at wide receiver. It's evident they need help at wide receiver when 727 leads your team, and you're losing those yards probably next year. He's on the last year of his contract. I don't think he plays again, do you? I mean, who knows? He could, I guess, have a change of mind. He just doesn't seem like that kind of player, does he? Seems like he wants to, that this is it. This is swan song.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Your premise is right. The drops are happening throughout the league. Kansas City, though, has them at inopportunistic times. And it's not just the drops with them. Like you said, if they take a receiver in the first round, don't freak out because right now they don't have a guy that can beat man coverage. That's a big problem because then teams are just going to only run man coverage.
That's what they're doing.
Right? So it is a gigantic problem. If they do go receiver in the first round, that will make it in 2024, they used a second on, or excuse me, on 2023, they used a second on Rashee Rice. In 2024, they used a first on Xavier Worthy. And then it would be in 2026 using a first on a receiver. That would be 3 out of the last 4 drafts. They've used a premium pick on the wide receiver position.
Zay Flowers is 12th in the NFL in receptions. He's got 7 drops. Christian McCaffrey, 7 drops. He is 4th in the NFL in receiving. He's got 85 receptions, but 7 drops. Again, we got this problem. Amon-Ra St. Brown is right there at 81 catches, but he's got 6 drops. It doesn't suck. It doesn't mean he sucks. Did I say 8 with him? 6 is what I said. I think he's got 8 on the season. But the bottom line is drops are an issue. And where can the Chiefs go? Can they get a new wide receiver coach instead of Embry there? Yeah, 100%. That's an easy selection. They could go somewhere different as wide receiver coach. Again, I think crucial situations, they had to turn over to Patrick Mahomes to call the plays. But I mentioned some of the things that the Chiefs were saying. It's 100% true. Drew Tranquill gave a dose of truth today at the press conference when he spoke.
Well, it's just a play here, a play there, a call here, a call there, a mistake here, a mistake there. And they've compounded, and the cards have fell the wrong way this year. It felt like maybe we had some of those mistakes last year and we won those close games. But obviously when you lose and you're on the other side, the magnifying glass is on all those mistakes, on all, the areas where things could have gone wrong. And so we just know we have to execute and make those big plays when those moments happen.
So there was Drew Tranquill. And, a lot of that's true, though, because you look at this team last year, they were taking that sponge and squeezing all the water, right? They were getting it all out. They won the division by 4 games. The only division in the AFC that had 3 playoff teams last year, they win the division by 4 games. Blocked field goals at the end against the Broncos, the doinker in Carolina, finding ways to win. And, yeah, Denver's doing a lot this year. It's why they probably want that bye this year, which is important because keep in mind that last game between the Broncos and Chargers does matter if you're one of those that 100% the Chiefs got to get into the postseason. Personally, I would like to see them do it because you like to see the Chiefs in the postseason. The postseason without them would feel weird, but, end all be all, they're still going to get some talent in the NFL draft. And do you feel this team is good enough to win in the postseason? And I do not. Too many mental mistakes towards the end. I don't see it. I keep thinking it's going to happen, and it doesn't happen.
If it was going to happen, they would have won the Denver game or the Dallas game or the Houston game on Sunday night. The fact of the matter is those have been playoff-type games, and they haven't been able to win them. So what gives you any confidence that if they did make the postseason, they'd be able to rattle off 3 straight road wins and then win a Super Bowl? At this point, they're going to have to show me something completely different because what they've shown me so far is they, like you said, Bink, not capable of being a true contender this year. And it happens, right? People forget in the New England dynasty, there was a decade drought between Super Bowls.
Both wins. They actually went
between wins. Correct. but they weren't in the Super Bowl every year. They had years where they lost in the divisional round. They had a year they missed the postseason. It's not as easy as the Chiefs have made it look the first 7 years of Mahomes' career, where it's AFC title game is the floor. That is not the floor for most NFL teams. So this is what you're kind of getting this year, is a little bit of reality check of what it's like to be in the NFL. It's hard because we're so spoiled now. We're so used to being in the Super Bowl, always contending, always being right there at the finish line. But the mistakes this year and just not being as talented as years past to make up for those mistakes it's really shown its ugly head.
The way the AFC playoffs work out now, the Broncos are the 1 seed at 11-2. Patriots are the 2nd seed at 11-2. Denver wins that tiebreaker of New England based on the best win percentage in conference game. Jacksonville is actually the 3rd seed, and Pittsburgh the 4th seed, advantage of being number 1 in the division. 5th seed is the Chargers. The Bills are the 6th seed. The Texans the 7th. Indy has now slipped to the 8th. Everybody's favorite team, the Indianapolis Colts, have slipped out of the playoffs at this point. And, of course, Houston wins the tiebreaker over head-to-head competition there against the Indianapolis Colts, who we need to lose 2 out of 4 if you're on the team for the Chiefs to make the postseason. I just don't see them doing any damage once they get there. The head-scratcher, the bad loss of the year, I think when you look back, it's that Jacksonville game. For the Chiefs, that Jacksonville game, having that doinker that off 4 hands where he could have intercepted the ball, then what happened at the end. But that game was in their hands, man. They let that slip away. And Jacksonville got this new life about them, but they didn't parlay it. They were bad right after they beat the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden they started winning games again. Now it's fine if they win that division. You want them to go ahead and do it at this point because they're the tiebreaker of the Chiefs, and you don't want to see them in the wild card situation. So right now it's concentrating on the Chargers. It's concentrating on the Colts. But more importantly, they look in the mirror and concentrate on themselves more than worrying about these other teams. Because, again, everything could fall into place in the last week of the season when you're playing the Broncos and things could fall apart. Now, with the Chargers, the one advantage the Chiefs have over the Chargers, obviously the Chargers beat the Chiefs head-to-head at this point, so that obviously matters. Divisional record is 4-0 for the Chargers. Remember, they started 3-0 off in this division. Now, if they lose the Chiefs, they lose the Broncos, they would be 4-2. And then it would go to the next tiebreaker, which is common opponents. And the Chargers and Chiefs, with their common opponents, have been the ones that matter are obviously New York, they lost. Washington, they lost. Colts, they lost. Chiefs won all those games. Also, they lost to Jacksonville. Chiefs lost to Jacksonville as well. The difference is they did beat the Eagles, but that game doesn't come into play for common opponents. It should, but the Chiefs still have more common opponent wins than the Chargers. That's why the Chiefs can win a tiebreaker over the Chargers if it gets down to the 3rd tiebreaker, which happens if the Chiefs take care of business and beat the Chargers, who are going into this game the same situation with their offensive line that the Kansas City Chiefs are. They're down 2 starting tackles, actually 3 when you put Pipkins in there that did not practice again today. So they could be in a world of hurt, and, of course, the non-throwing hand of Justin Herbert buying them as well, or borrowing them as well. Have you seen tickets for this game? You can buy them reasonably cheap.
Well, it's
how
like
low 22 degrees.
How low are the tickets now?
They're pretty low at this point. I think upper deck, you can get in there $40-$50 at this point. They're cheaper. I mean, it's just the way it is. We're already looking at Wednesday. Prices are down for it, so it's a good time to go. If you want to go to the Chiefs game, this is the time to go buy them.
On Sunday afternoon before the Chiefs kicked off against the Texans, that was getting down to about $30-something bucks before that game. So
yeah, with the weather is going to be colder. It looks like. Let's see. I know today was a little bit warmer, and tomorrow high of 51. That's pretty damn good. Friday 37, Saturday high 24, Sunday high of 23, low of 18.
Yeah, the games
so
all
it'll be
across
hovering there about 21.
The games all across the country on Sunday are going to be frigid. It's going to be cold in New England. It is going to be negative in Chicago. Very cold here in Kansas City.
You said it might be one of the coldest games ever at Soldier Field.
Yeah, it's gonna be very negative 20 wind chill, and of course it's gonna be pretty frigid here. Probably gonna be pretty cold in Denver. Like it's playoff cold football, Bink. This is what we love, right? This is the time of year we love football in the cold.
Yeah, and as far as this text about Nagy, again, any change you want to make, as long as you're not changing the head coach, the quarterback, anything's on the table. Or special teams coach, that's on the table.
I wouldn't change the GM either. I'd keep Veach.
Production-wise, statistically, again, stats lie.
Yeah,
they're very good statistically on offense. Points per drive, passing, number 2 in the NFL. Statistically, they're very good. And by the way, this running game, as untimely as the runs have been, they haven't been great. But as a collection in yards per game, this is the highest it's ever been under Patrick Mahomes, 118.9 yards per game from the running backs, which, of course, includes him, includes his rushes, which are important in this fact. But last year was 105 yards per game, certainly 13 yards a game more than that. The low point in Mahomes' career was 95 yards per game rushing. And keep in mind, they won titles with this way as well. So it is a problem, and it is something they need to address because you don't want to see Mahomes run as much as he's doing this year. I mean, the guy's trying to do too much, is it at this point, but he needs weapons. He needs weapons. So I'm 100% on board. Yeah, I like Christian Miller. I like some of these defensive players, but, man, if you're sitting there drafting 14 or better, there's going to be some playmakers available for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's hard to make the argument. And if you want tight end, you better get it early because it starts thinning out. Not a lot of depth at tight end this year. But running back, I would definitely hit. If you don't do it in the first round, which I haven't been a fan of first-round running backs, but a Jeremiah Love, that makes you think about that. That makes you think about that if he's sitting there at 14. I think a big playmaker wide receiver, if that's the direction they went, 100% fine with that because I think they need help with that quarterback and Patrick Mahomes because they don't have enough weapons to go forward with him. Coming up next, though, I will want to address something with the rival of the Chiefs, the Indianapolis Colts, and what's going on there because it's kind of interesting, Jackson, with the 44-year-old quarterback, and part of me can't wait to see it with Phillip Rivers. We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
What's up, Missouri? Tony Gonzalez here. Your moment is finally here because DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Missouri. You can get in on all the action with fast withdrawals, a safe and secure app, and betting that's easy to use anywhere you go. And the best part, DraftKings keeps the excitement going with awesome promos and offers all season long. That's why it's America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't wait. New customers sign up today. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Let's go, Missouri. Get in the game.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965. New Missouri customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code 965 in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Yellowstone. The epic ranching drama is now a Kansas Lottery scratch ticket and your ticket to experiences you can't get anywhere else. Top prize of $25,000, plus second chance drawings that let you live the show. Attend a premiere or visit the set, but know what you're getting into. Just kidding. This is a game, not the show. Play Yellowstone. See KSLottery.com for details.
Pain has a way of stealing the moments that matter most, especially during the holidays. It's not just your knees, back, or shoulder. It's time away from your family and friends. But in 2026, all that could change when your body remembers how to heal. It just needs a little help finding the way back. At QC Kinetics, right here in Kansas City, we believe relief doesn't have to come from surgery or pain pills. We use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost, helping you move, live, and feel like yourself again. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Just your body remembering how to feel alive again. QC Kinetics delivers long-term relief, finally. So schedule your free consultation today and use your HSA or FSA before the year ends. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have over 20 years of experience servicing the KC Metro. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, as well as commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, Jay's Southland Tow Service. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
There are two kinds of guys out there: the hard-working, earn the victory guys, and the fake it till you make it guys. You know, The ones who build display cases for their participation trophies? This is Gene at House of Diamonds, and when those pretenders are out shopping for jewelry, they're probably shopping for lab diamonds, and that's sad because they've been sold a bill of goods, and no matter what anyone says, just like any pretender, you really can tell the difference between a lab diamond and a real natural diamond. So when she takes that lab diamond in for an appraisal and learns that you just gave her a participation trophy, well, that just might be the end of her participation. Seriously, we appraise jewelry from other stores all the time, and I've seen a lot of anger and a lot of tears. Guys, this Christmas season, I'm here for you. Earn the victory. If the love is real, she deserves a diamond that's real from a guy that's real. Come see me at House of Diamonds on the southeast corner of College and Quivira.
96.5 The Fan is your exclusive home for Chiefs football, with pregame starting 3 hours before kickoff with Josh Briscoe. Then it's the call of the game with Mitch Holtis, Dayton Hughes, and Josh Klingler.
Touchdown! Kansas City! Travis Kelce owning this game!
Followed by postgame coverage featuring exclusive one-on-one interviews with Andy Reid and Chiefs players inside the locker room. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden. The text line was asking me about where the Chiefs offense ranks in different categories. And, they want old offensive coordinators back like Eric Bieniemy. I'm not a fan of bringing anybody back, and that includes players, coaches, whatever. I'm all about new thoughts and new ideas at this point. But total offense, the Chiefs are 7th in the NFL. Passing offense, the Chiefs are 4th. Running offense, they're 17th. Scoring offense, they're 11th. Fourth down offense, they are number 2 in the NFL. 22 of 29, third most attempts. They're number 1 in the NFL on fourth down stops. They've stopped 5 of 18. They're down in 20th in attempts against. They were number 1, and number 3, and number 7 that went up. The Chargers' total offense, 11th. Their passing offense, 17th. Running offense, 9th. Scoring offense, 17th. So, yeah, the Chiefs are right there with them in a lot of different categories, even better than them on a lot. Penalty yards, or their penalties, the Chiefs are 12th in the NFL in penalties. And penalty yards, they are 8th in the NFL. So at least, I guess that narrative got ruined that the Chiefs get all the calls. I mean, I think the last couple of weeks kind of changed that a little bit, didn't it?
You haven't heard that since we started losing, have you?
No.
We don't. All of a sudden that we're losing, we don't get all the calls, interestingly.
And the NFL's got to do something with their officials. Did you see what's going on with the NFL and their officials?
I mean, it's been bad, but is there something I missed? I know they're bad.
There's a couple things going on with the NFL as far as they sent out a memo earlier. This is from ESPN. NFL teams were informed in a memo Wednesday that the collective bargaining agreement between the league and the NFL Referees Association expires at the end of May, making this current season the final one of their existing agreement. The memo sent by NFL Vice President of Operations Troy Vincent said they've been engaged in bargaining with the NFL Referees Association to extend the current agreement since the summer of 2024. And to date, those discussions have been unsuccessful. So we have seen them go on strike before. You know,
we unfortunately did see that. Yeah.
Here's what the refs want. They want rewarded performance so that only high-performing game officials share in the year-end bonus period. I'm 100%
I'm with that.
100%.
100% with that.
More flexibility in postseason assignments. The current CBA weighs seniority as a factor in determining postseason assignments. The league believes the best-performing officials should be on the field during the postseason. I 100% agree with that one.
I have to side with the league on that one.
A longer probationary period to assess new officials and to gain flexibility in removing those who are underperforming. 100% want that one. I love this one the league wants. Increased training and development for probationary and low-performing officials. So that means they get extra training. I'm 100% for that. How about this one? Creating a practice squad. The league says it's considering increasing the number of game officials to develop a deeper bench. So these are things the league wants, and the refs don't kind of want this. But again, as I've said, if you're going to do it right. Some of them are full-time employees. Most of them aren't. And Jackson, I don't know if you were in here with me or not, where I read off what their jobs were. It was like tax consultant, lawyer, nonprofit CEO, high school teacher. These are their side job. Pilot. These are their side jobs for the officials. They should be full-time. I mean, the money's good. And there's a lot of people wanting to do it. Just make it right and have it a full-time job. You train on different rules within the NFL, within the year. You make it good. This clown show that we've seen, and yes, there's a guy in Kansas City complaining about the officiating because the Dallas game just sucked. I mean, it did. I know the Chiefs might have been beneficiary of some penalties or whatever. Just get it right. Like, the league owes teams to get it right. I felt the league owned the Cowboys and the Chiefs, good officials, to get it right. That game was no mystery. It was going to be the highest-rated game ever in the regular season. And it's not hindsight. We said this weeks before the game even played. We said, watch this. It is going to set records.
It's going to shatter records.
Over 50 million people watch the Cowboys. And the Cowboys aren't every year, but you have the Chiefs in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs have been in 4 of the top 5 highest-rated games in the NFL this year.
They're the
Let's
money
not
makers.
forget that. They are the money makers. But not saying you need extra calls or calls going for you. Just get them right.
Well, here's the thing I think, Bink. This expedited review thing that they've started, right, where they're like, okay, we can come into New York. We don't need a challenge or anything. We don't need to waste everyone's time. We can just say, oh, the officials got that wrong. Let's correct it quickly. That's been great, right? But why can't we do that on obvious things? Like, if the officials called defensive hold like they did against Kansas City that extended that Houston drive where Nico Collins just fell down, why can't New York buzz down and say, hey, you guys pick up the flag. That was the wrong call.
Or the 3rd and 9 and that ridiculous call on Noel Williams. Have you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, yeah.
Okay, they got a touchdown that drive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, ultimately important.
If you can't buzz in and say, hey, pick up that flag, you guys missed that one. Why can't we do that?
Well,
we have the technology today where every fan at home can see you missed that call, and yet we're living in a time where we're just like, well, you have to live with it.
I've always said this, too, with baseball, with football, with people at the bar drinking their 9th beer can see what's going on TV before the officials can and make the decision on what's going on. I love the way the ACC does it in college football, by the way, where they show you behind the scenes and actually have cameras in the replay area and what they're looking for, what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Did he make the catch or not? You're going through and looking at that. Just get the best of the best. Make this a full-time job. There's no excuse to go be a pilot in the offseason. No, you study what the rules are. You get paid a lot of money. You fly in first class and stay at great hotels. Get the damn thing right. You know what I'm saying?
Think about how much money the NFL brings in. They could easily afford to make these guys full-time officials if they wanted to.
And as far as what you're talking about with the replay assist, that actually benefited the Colts game when the Chiefs played the Colts. Because Shane Steichen was going to take a timeout and challenge a play.
The Noah Gray catch.
The Noah Gray catch that he caught. But he was going to challenge that.
He tried to.
He did. But replay assist came in and said, we got it. We'll do it. So he didn't have to take a timeout. Because had he taken a challenge, he would have burned a timeout because he would have been wrong.
Right. And replay assist came in and said, hey, don't challenge that. It's a catch.
Their ass.
Right. And what happened last week was kind of weird. Remember where the Texans were on a 3rd down. They threw it to Jaden Higgins. And initially the ref said short. And then he goes, replay assist, says, nope, he got it. And then replay assist comes back and says, wait, no, he didn't get it. How could replay assist be wrong against its own thing? You know, it's just such a bizarre, weird thing. And people are always going to think the NFL's rigged because they're missing such obvious stuff that is so easy. Like I said,
it's not just Chiefs game. Watch any game.
Oh, it's the whole league. It's horrible. And, I mean, to put in perspective how bad it is, Bink, guess how many times there's been a hold call against Micah Parsons this year? 0.
None.
Not one time. He gets held every play. Not one call. They can't get this right. It's the simple stuff.
And the Chiefs had 5 pass interference calls against them. 4 on defense, 1 on offense in the second half of the Cowboys game. We haven't seen that in 35 years.
It was unbelievable.
Haven't seen it in 35 years, 3.5 decades.
And did you see what happened?
And 50 million freaking people were watching that clown show.
Did you see what happened the Thursday after that when they played Detroit? They called Dallas for offensive pass interference. Did you see that, Bink?
Yep.
Not against the Chiefs, but whenever it was the next week, all of a sudden they started calling, when Dallas was being a little handsy, they called OPI. They didn't call that when we played them. They just called DPI.
It happens to everybody. Like the Lions. Remember how much they cried? I mean, they cried a lot after they played the Chiefs. Oh, the officiating was horrible and all this. But yet, the next week in primetime, the Bucs played them, right? And the Bucs got screwed. And they were the ones upset about it. It was the Lions getting the beneficiary of the calls from the NFL. Again, this is not about getting calls going your way. It's just getting them right. And you can get them right by having full-time officials. Just wait till they work on this tush-push where you can't push players down the field. It happened again this week, Jackson. The Chiefs, they do the tush-push all the time. It's not the, quote, tush-push, but they push ball carriers all the time. How many times look like Hunt stood up and then the line, Creed Humphrey and all these guys get behind him and push them forward? It happens all the time. You wait until they start reviewing this crap, whether you're pushing the player, pushing the guy behind him. NFL is about to open Pandora's box because the tush-push was almost eliminated last year, and the new language says you can't do it anywhere on the field, which does affect the Chiefs, and it does affect other teams in the NFL. Have you watched this Phillip Rivers thing? Listen, this guy's a semifinalist in the Hall of Fame. I get it. He's a good player, right? But the wall comes fast in professional sports, my friend. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Aaron Rodgers played at 42. But the thing is, he's continued to play. Tom Brady played in his 40s, but he continued to play. For a guy that hasn't played NFL football in 5 years, I'm all for it. I love the storyline. I love the storyline of Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is a funny dude, man. He gets up in his press conference today, he's telling jokes or whatever. He's been a great high school coach. I get it, man. But you're going out there in an NFL game, and you haven't been training with an NFL team. I don't care how good your ass was before. You go straight out there. You give Tom Brady 5 years off. How good would he be when he came back? You give Mahomes 5 years off. How good would he be coming back? See what I'm saying? It's going to be interesting to watch this. Again, the same team that hired Jeff Saturday to be an interim coach is going Phillip Rivers. This couldn't be better for the Chiefs as far as the Colts equation. They have a tough schedule coming up, but they need to lose 2 of those games. Of course, the Chargers need to lose the Chiefs and the Broncos at the end. So you need the Patriots to kind of, stay with the Denver Broncos as far as that's concerned. But I am curious to watch 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Like, there's a part of me, I like the storyline of it. And I'm just glad it's not Kansas City. But again, great player. Phillip Rivers is an awesome player. I think he was the best one not to win a Super Bowl. And I get it, Marino didn't do it either. But Phillip Rivers, held that title as the best player when he was playing, when he was an African player to not win a Super Bowl. But again, when you're out of the league that long and you're coaching high school football and boom, you're asked to go play in the NFL, it's the same way when the Chiefs tried to make that rugby player. Remember that 2 years ago?
Yeah, Luis Rees-Zammit.
Yeah, Zammit was going to play for the Chiefs. And now the whole thought was, okay, that's great, but we're kind of talking about real NFL players. Like, this is what they do for a living. This is the best of the best playing. Good luck making this team. I didn't think he'd make it, and he didn't make it. He's out of the league. But the bottom line is, be careful, because this is a tough league of the best playing. Yeah, Phillip Rivers wants one of the best, but when you've been out for 5 years, it's an interesting experiment to see what happens going forward in the NFL. 913-586-7965. We'll get back to the Chiefs and their future going forward. What do you want to see? Because we're kind of at a crossroads here of what you want to see. Because do you want to hit the reset button? You want to hit the reset button for the Chiefs 2.0? Because that's exactly what they need to do. You hang on as long as you can. You see how long the road will take you? The Chiefs did. They hung on as long as they could. But does this team need a reset? They 100% need a reset going forward. That and your top beer choices for the Christmas season. We're just a couple weeks away from Christmas. If you made that switch and what beer you're drinking, I want to know what you think are the best holiday beers. We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger. As Christmas approaches, I want to encourage you to support Missouri businesses this holiday season. When you're out shopping for the perfect gift, please stop by a local store and choose something made right here in the Show Me State. Missouri businesses are the backbone of our communities, and supporting them is a priority for me. To find Missouri-made goods and retailers near you, please visit buymissouri.net. Merry Christmas, and please remember to buy Missouri.
Paid for by the Office of Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. And however you like to get in on the action, you can do it on Underdog right now in Missouri. This season, you can make team picks and player picks. Just download the app, sign up, and you'll get $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Using Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite team will win or if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Plus, with Underdog's quick payouts, you can get your profits fast. So download the app today and use promo code code BOB to score $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Player picks, team picks, all on Underdog. Crypto powered by Underdog Predict. Trading derivatives involves risk and may not be appropriate for all. For more information, visit www.nadex.com/rules and underdogfantasy.com/rules. For Crypto.com predictions, the term pick refers to a product traded on CDNA. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford, Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Great time of the year.
It is that time of year, Toby. It's the year-end sales event. Ford always puts their best foot forward, and Lewisburg Ford is always $50 over invoice. We've got the 000 promotion going on right now, Toby. That means we've got 0% financing for 66 months with 0 down payment and no payment for 90 days on 25 F-150s, 25 Explorers, 25 Escapes, 25 Mach-E, 25 Lightning, and 25 Transit. It covers about the whole gamut for everything we've got out there, Toby. And you got 0 down payment and you got no payments for 90 days. So we've got huge incentives.
That is huge. What else?
Right now, you can get up to $9,000 off a brand new F-150 and get 0% for 66 months.
Anything on SUVs?
Yeah, you've got up to $10,000 off on a 25 Escape right now, Toby.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's with our $50 over invoice and the 000 promotion. It's a great time.
Lewisburg Ford, what is your phone number?
816-444-2300.
Or LewisburgFord.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Are you looking for a new job where you can have tons of fun and make great money? Twin Peaks is the team for you. We're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text WORK, the number 4, TP to 85000 to apply today.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. When you buy an engagement ring or fine jewelry gift from Shane Company, you get more than what you paid for. Our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. It covers everything. There's no fine print. You'll get unlimited cleanings, resizings, and repairs. Plus, it even protects your engagement ring's center stone. We stand behind the quality of our jewelry, and that's our gift to you this holiday. Peace of mind. Because a friend knows the best things in life are free. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 Enrichment Grant is providing one local high school $20,000 to use on upgrades and equipment. Open to all area schools and no strings attached. Take a minute to tell us what your high school needs at helpmymocanschool.com, and we'll announce the winner January 4th on the Chiefs Radio Network.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden producing the operation. I'll get to some K-State thoughts. People want to know about the Colin Klein situation. Coaching news is pretty big tonight. Sharon Moore, University of Michigan, out. Ooh. Inappropriate. What did Michigan say? This coming from Michigan. Inappropriate relationship
with a staffer.
So there'll be more that comes out. That's from Michigan. I don't want to speculate on anything going on, but the job is open at Michigan. Lane Kiffin has kind of he went on to turn that down at this point that he won't be going there. But would you be surprised? I mean, he just signed that new contract at LSU, but, I'm sure that he's got a way to get at anything. I will say this, though. Kalen DeBoer is the favorite for the job at Alabama. Why would you leave Bama to go to Michigan? That's the thing. You're third all-time in wins. Michigan's number 1. Signing day's already passed, so you got that first signing day, the 3rd through the 5th were signing day, so they did this after that. That is good in Michigan's case there. But can you imagine if Kalen did go to Michigan?
Oh, my goodness.
You know Lane Kiffin is probably holding that's probably the one job he would go take is Alabama.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that came open? He's at LSU.
Lane Kiffin switches twice in the same offseason.
Because, that's what Nick Saban did, man. He jumped from LSU to Alabama.
I guess. Anything's possible. The college sports especially college football there's no regulations. It's a free-for-all.
No, it is a free-for-all. So we'll get into that. I'll get into some Colin Klein here at Kansas State. Some of the coaching moves as we've had, 10 teams say no to the bowl games. Which somehow I do get it when these teams are turning down. You didn't see this back in the day, right? You went and played. It is. Here's the one thing about it. It's extra practice time, though, which is important. Because a lot of times if your quarterback's going to the NFL is going to be gone. You started their guy. Remember when Avery Johnson got his start at the beginning?
Brady Cook got his first.
Bowl?
Brady Cook got his in a bowl game.
Like that part's valuable because you get extra practice time with your team. But for some of these teams, and some of these teams are saying, well, the coaching change. Well, LSU had one of the biggest high-profile coaching changes, and they're still going to play in a bowl game. So I know Iowa State, Kansas State, all these teams get new head coaches, which what everybody did. They're still playing. Hell, we've got 2 teams in the college football playoffs that'll be getting new coaches next year, but John Summerall is still going to coach in it for Tulane, and Chesney at James Madison is still going to coach in it. So we see these coaching changes, but, guys were opting out of it for the NFL to work on going forward in the NFL, and, guys are getting ready to hop in that transfer portal too. So now you have to field the team. So this is different than it was back in the day. I know people are kind of criticizing these teams for not playing in bowl games. But they're about to lose a lot of players from the portal, and you're, of course, losing the NFL guys. But then it comes down to, do we have enough guys to even field a team? So there's a lot of things that go into that equation. From the 816, they're Mount Rushmore of winter beers, Jackson. Number 1, what a good one, man. Winter Grind.
That's yours, isn't it?
It is, man. Winter Grind made at Mother's Brewing Company in Springfield. That is a must-get. It's kind of a coffee beer. Number 2, Nutcracker Ale from Boulevard. It's a high ABV. It's like 7.8 ABV. That's a must. I love these to this point. Number 3, Sam Adams Winter Lager, not the Winter White. I'm with you on the Winter Lager. Winter Lager is a fantastic beer. Have you had that yet?
Not that one, no.
See, I would actually put that number 2.
Okay.
Or number 1. And Winter Lager could be number 1.
You'd put it above Wintercrest.
Well, I think Winter Grind and Winter Lager just right there, man. I mean, it's right there. Winter Grind's been a favorite for years, but I'd put them right there. And that Nutcracker's no joke. I mean, that's a must-have this time of year. He says new this year as far as standalone 6-pack, Old Fezziwig. So they have had that as well. Most of these companies are doing it now. Shinerbach makes a holiday blend and all that. A lot more Oktoberfest that you see this year. I still go Coors Light during the week. It's the weekend and the football and the playoff games and stuff like that where you start cranking out the Winter Grind, the Winter Lagers. And I've gone and got it. I was complaining about it forever that I didn't get it through November, but I kept looking for it. Then I just went and bought a bunch of it.
Yeah.
And now I'm set through the new year. I'm set through the playoffs probably. But you got to kind of figure out which games you're going to drink which beer with. Which like Alabama, Oklahoma game, which beer goes best with that game? Like these are things you need. Oregon, James Madison, what beer goes best with that game? Because you can enjoy it, or do you need to get drunk as hell to enjoy it?
Yeah. You need to get pretty plastered to watch James Madison play Oregon, probably.
Do you have any favorites?
Me personally, I still need to try the Winter Grind Bink. I haven't been able to find it. I
need to bring you some in, man.
Yeah,
I owe you because you brought in that
chili
for me. I owe you.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to try that. I'm with you as well. I still drink Coors. I'm also a pretty good Busch guy still, even though it's winter. I'll still drink Busch Light.
What's your go-to?
My absolute go-to. All times. If it's just strictly beer,
you're stopping by somewhere and you're getting a 6-pack or 12-pack or whatever. What are you drinking?
Typically, Busch has been where I've gone, but if it's not Busch, it's Coors.
Regular Coors or Coors Light?
Coors Light, but I do like Coors Banquet. And then if I'm going out for a beer somewhere and I'm not just buying beer at the store, always Boulevard Wheat. I always like to get a Boulevard Wheat, have them give me the lemon. That's my go-to, but that's more of a summer.
It's great summer beer.
Summer sort
of
Coors
thing. Lights, you always get a special on that, man. You pop in somewhere, you get the happy hour special, whatever it is. It's perfect. You ever have a girlfriend?
I don't.
You ever going? Well, you've been on dates, I'm sure.
Yes.
You ever met a girl for a date at a bar?
I've gone on a date with a girl at like
happy hour or something.
Yeah.
And your bill comes back for 3 or 4 beers for like $12.
Yeah,
right?
it's the best.
And then her bill is like 35, 40, 50 bucks.
She was getting mixed drinks.
She got pina colada or something like that. Yeah. Isn't that weird how that works out?
Well, no, it ends up going on my bill because I'm paying. So, as the gentleman there.
816 says the only college game that matters coming up is Army-Navy game. Oh, man. The Army-Navy game is an awesome game.
I always look forward to it every year. It's just like such a fun weekend that's the standalone game. It's always a big deal. it's always two teams that are stuck in the 1940s.
And it doesn't matter who has the better record usually at all.
No. They go out there and it's just run smash mouth football down your throat.
It is smash mouth football. You knew Kansas State was going to have trouble when they played a service academy this year because of all
that's all they do. They just kill the clock and run the ball. It's the opposite of the Chiefs.
It's a fun game to watch, though. But someone's asking me what beer goes well with that. You know what, though? That's probably a good that's probably one that cranked the good stuff out, man.
Yeah.
That'll be winter lager, winter grind. I mean, it's gonna be something pretty good coming out for the Army-Navy game.
Is that what you're going with?
And you know what? This doesn't count against their conference record, right? It's technically because they still play it and they're involved in the conference.
Right.
So they could still make the playoffs if they did make the playoffs. Say Navy was in it this year, but if they were in it this game and they lose the Army, it wouldn't count in that.
Yeah. It's always a great game. I mean, it's always end of the year. They put it past conference championship, and it is just a bunch of running football, Bink. It is.
I love it. I love that
school,
style. It's old school.
Under center. It takes you back in time. It's Back to the Future. We're going back in time. We're Marty McFly in it. We're going back. We're gonna go back to old smash mouth 85 Bears football. Just run and hitting. Love it.
Yeah, I do too. It's always a fun game to watch. I'm glad you guys brought that up. That's a fun game to watch. Then, of course, the following weekend you get the college football playoffs starting as far as that's concerned.
And having teams play on their own campus is probably the best part of the college football playoff being expanded. I loved last year getting to see teams play home games in the postseason. I know we all love the Rose Bowl. We love the Orange Bowl. We love the Fiesta Bowl. We love watching these teams play in these big arenas and these awesome stadiums. But watching them get to play at home in a playoff game in the cold, tough weather, Bink, there's nothing like it, man. It's just the college atmosphere is beautiful. I love it.
Navy's won the game 63 times. Army's won it 55, 7 ties.
Pretty even.
Last year, Navy won it. 2 previous years, Army won it back to back. Navy won it the year before. So last 4 years, they've split it 2-2.
There you go.
It's always a classic game. So, yes, I recommend a nice beer for that one to settle in and watch that because it's always it's a smash mouth game, as you said. Very respectful game between the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all out play, and at the end of the game, it's go to your fan base and all that. And I mean, it's a classic game to watch. That's for sure. Coming up next, though, I will address this Colin Klein situation. What do I think about that? Spoiler alert, I think it's a great hire. We talk about that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
The holidays are here, and so's the newest Academy Sports and Outdoors, right in your neighborhood. Score kids ride-ons that say, my 8-year-old's truck is nicer than mine. Grills and smokers that say, there is no wrong way to cook a turkey. And new Nike fleece hoodies that say, I keep it chill no matter the temp. Academy has all the legendary Christmas gifts your family wants at undefeatable prices, because here, fun can't lose. Win Christmas at your new Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Hey friends, it's noisy out there with information coming at us all day, every day. It's hard to know what to trust, and the world of wealth management is no exception. That's why UMB Private Wealth Management helps you tune out the noise and tune into what matters most. They'll create a financial plan based on your unique goals, so it's your voice that comes through loud and clear. Get financial clarity. Go to umb.com/privatewealth to schedule an appointment. That's umb.com/privatewealth.
FanDuel is the #1 sportsbook for same-game parlays. From points and rebounds to threes and assists, FanDuel's the best place to combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live, all in one easy-to-use app. And right now is the perfect time to join because new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So bet on the players you love the way you want. Head to FanDuel.com/Alex to sign up today. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet.
Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Home remodeling shouldn't be stressful. Hey, it's Bob Fesco, and West Shore Home is proving it doesn't have to be. With real-time scheduling and precision scan-to-plan accuracy, they make your remodel fast, easy, and convenient. That's why hundreds of thousands of homeowners have trusted West Shore Home to transform their bathroom, windows, and doors. Plus, right now, when you buy a full bath remodel, you'll get a second shower for free and lock in an extra $500 off just for listening to the show. But you need to schedule now at westshorehome.com/fan.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEBNOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Speaking of Army-Navy, you heard that we're going to talk about Colin Klein for a second. Kansas State, remember when they played Army earlier this year? And Army went in and beat them?
I did. I remember that game.
Both Army and Navy will be in bowl games this year. Navy's playing Cincinnati in the Liberty Bowl. In the Fenway Bowl, where they played out at Fenway, it'll be UConn versus Army in that game. But that game's at 2:30 that weekend. Always a fun game. Navy, really good year that they had with those 9 wins. But also the text line says they still love their summer shandy. Do you drink summer shandy in the winter? Or do you scrub a bunch of it and drink it through the winter? Can you still buy it in the winter? Can you buy summer shandy in the winter? I don't even know. I wouldn't even think about that.
I only drink it in the summer. I drink it at a Royals game. They're going around giving them, buy summer shandy. That's the deal.
It goes good with baseball.
Yeah, it does.
913 says the Boulevard Bourbon Barrel is unmatched for the holiday. Hell, they say, I drink it all year. It is a good beer. It is a good beer. Now, as far as Colin Klein, I love this decision for Kansas State. This probably dates you a little bit, or dates me a little bit, Jackson. I remember on the show back in 2012, right?
Uh-huh.
Did this, it was a 2 to 6 show, the big shows. Me, Vern, Josh Vernier, when he was doing this before he did Royals, and J.C. Pearson was with us. And we talked about that Heisman Trophy campaign of Colin Klein, where he finished 3rd. It was the year Johnny Football won it.
I remember this. I mean, I was a kid, but I do remember this.
Johnny Manziel wins it. Manti Te'o finished 2nd. Colin Klein finished 3rd. Now he's 36 years old. He's the head coach.
He's a head coach.
He's like, man, you feel old. Put it this way. When he was the offensive coordinator at Kansas State in 22, their total offense was 41. Their scoring offense was 37th. They scored 32 a game. The next year, this is as him, Colin Klein, as an offensive coordinator when he was there. So he goes from 41 in total offense to 23 the next year, to scoring 37 points a game, which was 10th in the nation. He then gets hired to go with Mike Elko down to Texas A&M. His first year there, total offense 49, scoring offense 46th. This year, year 2 at Texas A&M, he went from 49th to 20th to 16th in scoring offense.
I think the timeline for K-State...
Dude can coach.
I think the timeline for K-State really went well with Chris Kleinman retiring, stepping down now, because Colin Klein was going to get a head coaching job. If it wasn't K-State, he was going to get one somewhere.
Michigan might have been Colin.
Yeah, like, this was perfect timing for Kansas State. He gets to go back to his alma mater, be the head coach. I agree with you, Bink. I think it's a slam dunk hire. He's one of the young, innovative offensive minds. And he's one of those guys that's not going to be bothered by the NIL era because he's not used to anything else. He's only been coaching during the NIL era, so this will be nothing new to him.
No, I think it's a good hire. It's their own guy.
That's the best
guy that
part.
went there.
That's
it's
the best
a guy
part.
that excelled. He's good with quarterbacks. I mean, obviously, it's where this league is going. But it's scary for an administration, though. Once you pay somebody, then jobs open, especially stepping stone good jobs to have, like where you think that's a great job, but then all of a sudden Michigan gets open.
Yeah.
Or an LSU like it was, and obviously Lane took it.
I mean, think this offseason, there was an LSU opening, now a Michigan opening, an Auburn opening, a Florida opening, just so many big-time programs with college football openings.
Put it this way, Drinkwitz already has 4 extensions since 2019. 4.
4, yeah. 2 in this year.
He got 1 in July.
Yeah, 1 in July.
And then he gets another one. See, it's perfect for these guys when these jobs open because they get raises, man.
Oh, they have all the leverage.
Elko got an extension. Matt Rule got an extension. Kurt Signetti got an extension. You got to keep your coach from looking other places because not every coach is Lane Kiffin that'll go take it.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin, boy, the theatrics around that were surely something.
You better get your coach and you better lock him down to be your coach for the future because you never know which direction that might go.
Yeah, I mean,
You wait for a lot. There's probably a lot of nervous ADs right now about the Michigan job. There's a ton of nervous ADs.
I'm sure the Arizona State AD is very worried about losing Dillingham.
Kenny Dillingham, yeah. But you know what, though? He's a guy. He went to Arizona State, too. I mean, he's had other opportunities, but he keeps talking about one that stayed there.
It helps when they've always been in the same spot.
But here's the one thing going against Arizona State. It looks like Sam Levitt might hit the portal.
Sam Levitt,
their big-time quarterback. They had a football banquet. He's a team captain, didn't go to it. He wished him well.
He's gone. He's definitely gone.
So thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Thanks to Jackson Ogden producing the operation. I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll talk about this Chiefs Reset 2.0 more tomorrow. Good night. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports.